This is called the CreatorCon Challenge. And what we've got going on here is we have asked development teams from all over the world to write cool and interesting apps on top of a ServiceNow platform. And then they submitted them to us, and we picked 3 finalists to come here today to compete for some prizes. And we have actually some legendary judges. They told me I had to call them legendary. And I told them in back that that made them orange, and nobody got the joke. But this audience got that joke. They're not actually orange. But it is a great show. Looks a little like Shark Tank. So with that said, I'm going to bring Alan Line1 back on. He's going to be the master of ceremony for this bit. And we'll bring on the CreatorCon Challenge. So Alan, why don't you come on up here with me? We're supposed to kill time.
Okay, we can kill time.
We should probably step forward.
All right. So we're supposed to kill time. So we're here to talk about the CreatorCon Challenge. Pat and I have been working on this for a better part of a year, and we're really excited to sort of be here and show everyone what's going on with the CreatorCon Challenge. We've shown you about building great apps. Now we're going to show you 3 really cool applications. And these 3 really cool applications are completely diverse. There's one in the IT world, there's one in the university and the education world, and there's one in the social good world. And these are people that have really worked really, really hard to get to this point. So the CreatorCon itself, let me talk to you a little bit about what that is. We had 125 companies actually join the CreatorCon Challenge, actually come and get the opportunity to pitch up here on stage. They came from 33 countries, 5 continents. We had 6 new startup companies formed specifically just to try and get up here. And we ended up with 9 shortlisted companies. And these 9 shortlisted companies all got passes to come to Knowledge, all got flights and airfare, and got treated nicely to get here. You can make this shortlist next year. I pretty much guarantee it. And then we ended up with the 3 finalists. Hey, it looks like we're ready.
What's that?
All set.
OK. Just a word of warning. They had these chairs backstage. They're on gantries. 3 different people fell over trying to sit in them because they move. So
this will be fun.
Yeah, tell your judges to be careful.
All right. So we're going to bring out these legends of tech judges right about now. These 3 guys are just really amazing investors. They're amazing personalities. So let me bring out BJ Lackland, who is CEO of Lighter Capital, amazing venture investor. Let me bring out Om Malik, who you might know from GigaOM, New Yorker, and some other areas. And let me bring out David Webb. David was CIO of Silicon Valley Bank, entrenched into Silicon Valley, and now he's CIO of Equifax. So thank you guys for coming and being here. Just really excited to have you here. Always want to give an honorable mention out to the short list. These are the 9 companies. They're here somewhere in the audience, right? Aren't you guys somewhere? Someone raise your hand. But these are the folks that actually got here to Knowledge. That they're up here. Thank you all for coming. Amazing set of companies. But I really want to keep this punchy and keep it going because, man, I don't know about you guys, but I'm nervous. I don't know if you guys know, but we're giving away $500,000 in about 10 minutes. That's a lot of cash. It's going to be an investment from ServiceNow Ventures of over $500,000, $325,000 in additional marketing money. You add that up, that's, you round up, it's $1 million, right? So we're going to have some fun here. It's not my money, so I get to give it away. So let's talk about the finalists. Well, actually, these guys get to give it away, actually. So our finalists. Why don't we have the finalists come on out? Team Clear Sky. Team Factor 5. Team Helpful. Come on out, guys. Now, you all are involved in this. We want to make sure that you're involved in this, so you're actually going to get a vote. The audience is going to get a vote. We're going to do a American Idol type of thing. And the way you're going to do this is you're going to text in. So you're going to text in A, and I'll repeat this later. This isn't a test. You don't have to type it in now. But type in A for Clear Sky, and they're about to pitch in front of you. Type in B for Factor 5 to 22333. And then type in C for Helpful. So I'm going to repeat this again when they're all done. But just keep in mind, get your phones out, because we're going to do a really quick text poll. And while the judges are conferring to pick the winner, to hand all those cash and prizes out, you guys are going to be texting in. So I want you to really participate and have some fun with this. Are we ready? We've been working on this for about a year. You guys set? 5 minutes on the clock. All right, that worked. All right, Team Clear Sky, I'm going to hand you the clicker. It's your time on stage, guys. Here you go.
So my name is TJ.
And I'm Joe, and along with our partner Bond, we're Clear Sky. We built security applications on the ServiceNow platform. We were compelled to help companies improve security because of the rise in data breaches. In 2016 alone, it was a $22 billion problem, and that hurts. Why? Because many of these breaches were due to simple mistakes. Mistakes like undocumented system access or granting someone too much access. And timing compounds that problem, as many of those mistakes took months, even years to find. To the IT leaders, to the risk leaders of the world, this is a huge headache. And we walked miles in those shoes. As information security professionals, we felt the pain of keeping up with the mountain of threats. And that's why we created Identity Lifecycle Management, or ILM for short.
ILM will integrate with your existing identity providers. It will enforce approvals, track ownership, automate access requests and reviews, all the while providing audit evidence. And we've made it easy for our customers. First, you can download it from the App Store. We configure your identity provider, and we import all your groups and accounts and classify them. Lastly, a system administrator can set up approvals, responsible group, review cycle, and offboarding action without ever having to reach out to a developer. Once the environment's set up, users can go to a single portal in your ServiceNow instance, request access across the entire organization. Approvals can happen through email, and access is granted automatically. And that's just the beginning. Because this is part of the ServiceNow platform, if you need to create an account during your vendor onboarding process, you can do that. If you need to see how you compare against compliance frameworks like ISO, PCI, or HIPAA, that works too. If you wanted to create your own workflows to give access and then take it back within a day, you can do that also. And you have visibility to all your access requests across your entire organization, whether it's from an operation perspective, like who's being onboarded or offboarded, or if you want to see what type of access requests are being granted, you can. If you're looking from a compliance perspective, you can see what accounts are inactive, or do you have admin accounts that the password doesn't reset on? You can check to see ownership. All that's available. And lastly, we do scheduled reviews, and those reviews are actionable, which means that your reviewers can actually remove application access in real time and reduce risk.
The serviceable market for ILM is estimated to be over $2 billion. And as we add new security products to the portfolio, those numbers will grow. And we're the right team for the job. We've been developing on the platform since 2009. We have diverse backgrounds in engineering, development, and information security. We come with a proven track record in that we won Innovation of the Year in 2012, and as a customer, we built over 50 enterprise-class applications, saving millions of dollars. We're extremely passionate about ServiceNow. So come join Clear Sky and help us make the world a little more secure. Thank you.
All right. I only like you guys because you're from my hometown of San Francisco. But judges, questions for Clear Sky? Go for it.
After you. Let me go first, because I deal with a lot of the things you're dealing with on a daily basis. I think anybody who's in a large corporation has to deal with a lot of the issues you're addressing, which I think is commendable. There's a couple of questions I had. Really, it would be interesting to understand who you're selling your solutions to in the enterprise, and really, what is the value proposition that you're putting in front of them? Because most large corporations already have a plethora of solutions for different parts.
So I'll answer the first part of it. We're really going after anyone who is, or any enterprise that has regulatory requirements, so financial, healthcare, also technology companies, public companies, or any company that really has sensitive data that they want to maintain, secure access of. TJ, do you want to?
Absolutely. And a lot of the solutions in the market today definitely grant access. They provide single sign-on. They make it easy to get at that access. In the past life, I worked in help desk, and we would constantly get requests to grant access to applications, and we didn't know who to ask approval for, and a lot of the time those people were given access. Also, we only saw it on the front end, so once that access was granted, it was rarely taken away. So by automating the approvals, you ensure that you're reducing risk by always routing it to the correct person. And then doing the automation itself and providing that access, you're reducing the risk for human error also when it comes to granting the access and the right level of access.
But just to put a fine point, the value proposition is really the fact that we're on ServiceNow, we're native to ServiceNow. It opens up the world to integrating with all of the other applications on the platform. We can easily pass information to security operations, GRC, the HR module, vendor onboarding, customer service. And with other solutions that are not native to the platform, that would require an actual integration and effort. And it happens seamlessly with our solution.
Great. One more question from anybody?
As an investor, I mean, I love systems of record, right? And if you guys are doing a system of record, especially in a regulated environment, it's going to be incredibly sticky. Once you get a customer, you know, you're going to keep them for a long time. The issue a lot of times with those businesses, though, is it's going to cost a lot of money to get the customer. I don't know if you guys have customers now already or not, but like, walk me through sort of the unit economics of acquiring the customer, how long it takes to pay back that acquisition cost, all that kind of good stuff.
Quickly.
Yep. So the cost to acquire a customer, we expect to be around $30,000 to $40,000. But the lifetime value of that customer, we expect to be in the several hundred thousands, 300 to 400, even more, once we start dealing with the larger enterprises. And we believe that we can get there within 6 to 12 months with what we have in the pipeline of active conversations with potential customers.
And we're also working with partners of other identity providers to provide this functionality to their user base. So an already existing market that may have identity solutions, we're expanding those capabilities and giving them what they need.
All right, guys. Thank you very much, judges. Thank you very much, Clear Sky. I'm going to get you next. Om and I go back away. He gave me a look. So, you know, you go first, Om. All right. Next up, our men from down under, Factor 5, coming up. 5 minutes. All yours.
Good morning. I'm Brian. This is John, my business partner, and we're for Factor 5. And this morning, we'd like you to imagine with us for a moment. We'd like you to imagine that you're an academic, and you've been recently appointed as the program director for the Bachelor of Computer Science at the University of Washington. Now, you've just come back from a conference and you're super excited, and you know what you've got to do is add a new major in artificial intelligence and machine learning to your program. You're super excited about this, and you go to your boss and you say, right, how do we get these changes through? After she tells you about the 4 or 5 committee approvals you'll need, she points you to a shared drive and says you'll find all the templates in there. And this is the beginning of your nightmare. You spend the next 9 months of your life filling out Word documents, emailing them around the organization, being told you need approval from one department, then being told you don't need that approval, but you do need it from another department, and on it goes.
Eventually, if you're persistent, you get your changes made. Now multiply that across hundreds of degrees and literally thousands of courses, and you see the size of the problem within just one university. Unfortunately, this is a reality for universities right across the globe.
And globally, universities are spending about $44 billion on IT today, and some estimates have that growing to as much as $67 billion by 2020. Can we roll the video, please? So we built CourseLoop to address a real market need, and that is digitizing and automating the curriculum management process. And we built it entirely on the ServiceNow platform. We leveraged the strong data management, collaboration, workflow, and integration capabilities really to give us an advantage over traditional vendors in this space. Now, our users, our customers, academics, they're a particularly finicky bunch. They've got better things to do with their time, and they'll tell you, than spend it on an application that restricts the way they want to work. And they've got absolutely zero tolerance for learning any new admin tools.
So with that in mind, we've had a really deep focus on user experience. We've worked very closely with our users to design and refine the user interface to keep it really simple and intuitive. And we've gotten a great reaction from the market. Last year, we signed our first client, Monash University, Australia's largest university, to a 3-year software and services contract. They're a fully referenceable client and have so far hosted 2 site reference visits from other universities. Earlier this year, we signed our second client, Murdoch. Murdoch have 50 homegrown applications around their student information system. And the exciting thing about this partnership is we've signed a Memorandum of Understanding, an MOU, to explore how future Course Loop products can replace these homegrown applications. We're in the final stages of the procurement process with 2 other universities, and we expect to hear from them in the coming weeks.
How do we make money? The important part. Well, we price our applications on an annual subscription basis. And with our current product set, we believe we can reach about $400,000 a year on a per client average. And as we build out products in the portfolio, we believe that will push closer to $1.5 million. So we start in this curriculum management space, which is where we're playing today. And it's really the thin edge of the wedge. It's a springboard to move us into the traditional management space. We talked about systems of record. This is a system of record for your curriculum. Today, that's Excel. We think it should be Course Loop. As we build out the product, and later this year, we'll start to build into student services and support, and then into the traditional domain of student information systems. We validated this in the Australian market. We've got really good traction with our clients there, as John talked about. We want to test it in the Asia market later this year, and then look to move into the US market in 2018. In addition to the great technology that we get from ServiceNow, part of this partnership program allows us to access a great distribution channel through the store, through a global sales team. And we really believe that's a great opportunity and advantage for us. And we're in a sector that ServiceNow has identified as one of its key 4 strategic verticals. Now, John's not a nerd like me, so why us? He spent his whole career on the business side, really transforming the customer experience and embedding digital transformation in organizations like Nissan if you're American, Fisher & Paykel, and Qantas.
And Brian spent 25 years delivering large-scale software solutions for the US Air Force, the ANZ Banking Group, and most recently as CIO of one of Australia's largest universities, RMIT. Most importantly, Brian spent time in our customers' shoes. With the CreatorCon investment fund, we'll look to grow our product development team and develop our expansion plans for the Asia Pacific and US markets. And finally, we believe we have a compelling product in an attractive market. It's a market we understand deeply, where we've got great traction with our clients, and we're confident that we can scale this business in the coming years. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right. Thank you, guys. Oh, Malik.
Finally. What's your growth rate been so far over last couple of years? And the second question is, how much customization you need to do to enter the 2 new markets you've been talking about?
Okay, good question. Growth, well, we sold our first product to Monash just a year ago. So we started in September 2015, and we've won our second client in February, I think it was, Murdoch. And we've got, as John said, 2 at the end of the selection stage. So they've done site references. Well, I was hoping to get the call before we actually got on stage today. So Australia's got about 30 universities, so I think we're doing pretty well in that market. They're bigger universities in that market. With respect to customization, the core problem is very much the same between the different markets. The regulatory environment and the reporting environment's a little bit different, and one of the advantages we see of using the ServiceNow platform is our ability to sort of be really flexible in that space. And sorry, Alan, our architecture, we've spent a lot of time getting the architecture right on top of ServiceNow in our application to allow for that kind of flexibility, not just across markets, but even just university to university.
We take it as a compliment that you can be flexible on our platform. It's all good. Other guys.
Just curious, real quickly, it's a very interesting business model, and you've chosen to focus on the universities and that vertical. Do you see applicability for the processes you've developed in other verticals?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, we've deliberately focused quite narrowly and within education to higher education. You look downstream to secondary, there's the opportunity. I think as you see more and more corporate development happening, I think there's a lot of adjacency. And the more capital we have and the more ability we have to move into markets, the better I think we'll be placed to do that.
One more question. So if you guys are basically displacing Excel, right? I mean, you must be displacing more than that if someone's willing to pay $400K for it, right?
Yeah.
So how do you quantify the savings you're giving the customer when you're going in and doing a sales pitch for a $400K sale?
Yeah, it's a good question, and you're spot on. It's Excel, it's Access databases, it's homegrown SQL applications. It's a number of sort of alternative solutions in that space. So that's definitely one side of the sell. And there's definitely a cost element to it. There's a productivity savings. So if you look across the academic cohort, they're the expensive part of a university more than the admin side of the university. So we're saving productivity time for them so they can put it into research. And that's where the money is in universities. That's typically the way we qualify.
Yeah. Thanks, guys. An amazing application on our platform. Appreciate it. All right. 2 out of 3 to go. Almost ready to give away a lot of money. All right. Team from Helpful. 5 minutes on the clock. Wow. Didn't expect that. Take it away. Uh-oh. No microphone.
I have never been so lonely. Surrounded by so many people. That's what my mother told me a couple of years ago, referring to her paid caregivers. She was living in California at the time, getting older and starting to need more help. I was in Washington, D.C., actually working for AARP and leading part of their caregiving initiative and feeling pretty helpless that I was living so far away. I had a sister who lived closest to my mother, and she did what she could while also maintaining a very demanding full-time job. She was beyond stressed. Well, my family's not unique. There are 40 million other families in the United States who are struggling with the same problem. And yet what I know from my time with AARP is that what the marketplace still lacks is a solution that treats older adults like adults and that more families can afford. So I moved back to California and I started Helpful. My name's Jenny Gallagher, and together with Shamshad Khan, we're the co-founders of Helpful. Helpful's a marketplace that specializes in companionship, non-medical and non-personal care assistance. We provide the kind of help that older adults want and that their families need. Here's a look at our platform. So users come to our site, they sign up, they then select whether they want to get help or give help, and then build a platform. Older adults can then request help, and we match them with helpers based on compatible backgrounds, interests, preferences, and traits. And visits include assisting with practical tasks around the house or on the go, or even just enjoying activities together, like going to watch a sunset or sharing a home-cooked meal. Our platform combines artificial intelligence, machine learning, and matching algorithms so that we can make the best matches possible. And we're also leveraging crowdfunding and time exchange concepts so that family and friends no longer have to let time, distance, or money keep them from helping an older loved one. So how are we different from other alternatives out there, whether it's a Care.com or another company? It really comes down to engagement. First, we engage older adults with the parts of life that matter most to all of us, for them to be able to keep doing what they love, to be able to have choices, and for them to be able to spend time with people that they enjoy. And secondly, through the matching that we do and with our focus on companionship, we're able to create a very engaging experience for helpers. They enjoy visits, and they feel good about what they're doing, and they get paid. And then third, we provide family and friends, like myself when I was living in DC, a way to be able to engage in the solution even if they can't be there, by enabling them to be able to contribute to a loved one's Helpful account. Well, we recently ran a pilot, and we're really excited by the outcome. What we learned was that older adults and helpers alike love Helpful. Here's some sound bites of what we heard from them. One of our members said, "Having the freedom to go where I want to go after dark, it just gives me such joy, and I feel safe." And one of our helpers said, "I'd say the highlight today was seeing the smile on her face." Well, clearly, there's a big need. And at the same time, there's an enormous opportunity as this wave of baby boomers continues to age. We're focusing on people like my sister, the 24 million family caregivers who are overwhelmed and also are working. Our business model includes B2C and B2B. We charge a service fee for every visit, as well as a handling fee for contributions that are made to a loved one's Helpful account. And we're also offering a group subscription option, such as the app that we're going to have in ServiceNow's store. Our go-to-market strategy is centered on building distribution partnerships with senior living facilities, healthcare providers, employers, long-term care insurance companies, and other companies that stand to benefit from Helpful's solution. We have a terrific team that's very qualified to make Helpful a success. Among the 9 team members, we have decades of experience with some of the largest and most successful affinity organizations in the world, AAA and AARP. We know about building strong customer relationships and enduring brands. And we also have a fantastic advisory team. We have Gail Aldrich, who's the former chair of AARP, and Reena Jadhav, who's a serial entrepreneur and the former CMO of Conduit. And we also have some fantastic partners, such as ServiceNow. Some of our partners have also collaborated with us on pilots, such as the El Dorado Senior Day Center and the Lake Merritt Independent Senior Living. And we're looking for more like-minded people to join us in this mission. So if you're interested in becoming a partner or an investor or a customer, we hope you'll come find Shamshad or myself after the competition. Thanks very much.
DJ, let's start with you.
So can you get AARP to go push it?
That's the plan when we get to that point, yeah.
Anybody else?
What's the customer acquisition strategy for you guys, apart from the AARP endorsement?
Right, so it's really through our go-to-market is with distribution partners. So, for instance, senior living, they have a big need. They can only sort of do so much. So by partnering with them, you know, it really facilitates our customer acquisition. And similarly with healthcare providers, we're in some conversations with them. They see this as a great opportunity to sort of help bend the trajectory of seniors' health, of helping them stay healthier, at home longer, and as well as employers. And that's the app that we are going to be having in the App Store with ServiceNow, is they have really both sides of the equation. They're losing over $30 billion a year specifically around this issue, so we see an opportunity again to be able to have those types of partners.
And so who's paying for the service? Is it the person who needs the help, or their family is going to pay for it?
Yeah, it'll depend. It could be either. So, for instance, with the pilot we're running right now, it is the older adult. They're in an independent living facility, and so that they have signed up and they're paying for the visits themselves. We also plan to have sort of an admin function, so depending on the circumstances, you know, an adult son or daughter could also be the one who's sort of responsible for paying for the service.
All right.
Just real quick, you obviously completed a pilot. You learned something in that process. What course adjustments are you making to the business model coming out of the learnings?
Oh, that's a good question.
Well, I can say something about
yeah,
that.
please.
So we did find that there are some users who are not very good with the apps and the browsing. They still rely on phone and texting at the most. So we are also working on creating a client for interaction purposes, maybe a concierge to take the call, or there are other new technologies to actually start the conversation from the phone or the text messaging, and then the rest of the things are done on the same platform.
Are you reliant upon the person who's being cared for actually interacting with the UI a lot, or is it their family member that's doing it, like on their behalf?
Yeah, so actually that was another interesting thing from the pilot. We were sort of surprised in terms of, you know, of those that participated in the pilot, about 75% of them were either on web and or mobile, and 25% were mainly, you know, phone-based. So I think that it will need to be both. And, you know, those who are using mobile, for instance, you know, Lyft, and those are the sorts of apps. So we realize that our mobile app needs to be simple, certainly for that, you know, user, as well as obviously for the helpers and family members. So.
All right. So judges, thank you very much. You guys got what you need to make a decision? All right. Let's turn the judges' microphones off. You guys confer amongst yourselves. Tell me who you want to think about. Remember, we're giving away $500K in cash investment right here. We're giving $325,000 away in business development marketing expense. We're also having a showcase. I mean, if you think it's easy to stand up here and pitch a company you built over the past year, I dare you to try it next year. Be here, because these guys, I think, did an awesome job. So thank you very much to all of them. I realize I need the clicker. Thank you. Little logistical snafu there. Here's how to vote again. You're involved. I need you to vote. I need you to vote now for one of these three teams. Clear Sky, A. Factor 5, B. Helpful, C. There you go. Go ahead and vote for those. Take your time, but not too much time. And we're going to let the judges confer here for a little while. You guys got it? That was fast. Okay, let's give the audience a little bit more time to vote since I didn't really think it was going to go that fast. Let me just realize what we have here on the ServiceNow platform. We've got an identity lifecycle application, very IT-centric. We've got Factor 5 for the university system. And we have Helpful, social good, really connecting people. Think about the diversity of these applications that you're voting for and the power of the platform that really allows you to do it. Okay, so I think the votes might be in. So I am going to need some folks to give me the votes. Somebody's coming out here to give me the votes. Right? Just say yes. I can only dance for so long up here. Pat's going to walk out here and give me the votes. Okay. Oh, there's the votes. I knew there was somebody coming out to give me an envelope. Perfect. That was like conflicting votes. So here we go. So let me see what we got here. The winner is, of course, La La Land. No. Here's what we got, guys. Here's what I got. So can we turn off my mic now? Great. All right, you're good. All right, we know who won. That was Fast and Furious. That movie didn't win either. I just made that up. All right, so our third place winner, who wins $100,000 in ServiceNow investment. I'd like to congratulate, making sure I got this right, guys. Flip the bottom two, right? Okay. I'd like to congratulate the team from Helpful. Thank you very much. I forgot to introduce Dominic Phillips from ServiceNow Ventures is here to hand them the big check. Let's go ahead and give them a big check. Why don't you guys hold that for a little while? Now, Dom, go get me 2 more checks. So Dom's going to go back and get 2 more checks. You guys nervous? Tell me when you're ready, Dom. Dom's got 2 more checks. All right, here we go. Now, this is the fun part because I get to announce the winner. Because, of course, if I announce second place, then, well, do the math. So the winner of the first ever CreatorCon Challenge, winning $250,000 in ServiceNow investment, is our team from Down Under, Factor 5. Come on up, guys. And that means Clear Sky. That means Clear Sky wins second place. So I want to make sure that they're excited about it. Everyone gets a big check, big check. All right, so I also forgot about the confetti cannons. That freaked me out. Just want to say one more thing, and that is before you head out and do the labs today, click. Before I head out and do the labs today, come on over to CreatorCon next year. We can't wait to see you. We're going to be back in Las Vegas at the Venetian. See you at Knowledge17. Thanks for spending time with us. You don't know how much it means to us that you're all here. Thanks again. Have a great show.